What's going on, guys? I'm your host, Beau, here to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on anything going on in the world of entertainment. Um, yeah, it's been a while. I'm a little bit distorted right now. I'm gonna put this over here. Um, yeah, I haven't done a video in a little bit. I did a best and worst summer movies list, so if you guys want to go check that out, you guys can. As I stated in my last video, back to a regular schedule. Um, I'm in my senior year now. This is gonna be awesome. Um, and yeah, so I'm back to my school schedule. So basically, I just post videos when I ever get the chance to post videos. So yeah, so we're just going to talk about a couple of things that have been uh, been released, like trailers, some certain movie news topics. So let's just get right into it. So. Um, let's talk about the title of this video. And that is A Quiet Place 2 is officially happening. We have a release date for May 2020. I believe that's the date. And yeah, so A Quiet Place 2, it's happening. And how do I feel about it? Well, first thing is first, how do I feel about the first A Quiet Place? I loved it. I absolutely loved A Quiet Place. I thought it was very inventive. I thought it had a very intelligent concept, a very intelligent story. I really liked how that it wasn't just a cliche horror film. It had layers to it. It had an emotional edge to it that really gripped you. I really liked the themes of family and protecting one's closest to you. I thought the performances were very, very strong, especially from Emily Blunt. That she did a great job in the film, and I loved the concept of the characters not being able to speak. I thought they utilized it very, very well. They didn't overuse it or underuse it. They used it perfectly. Pacing was great. The jump scares worked very, very well. So it was a great film. I really loved it a lot, and it's one of my favorites of the year so far. I really admired the film. Now, for a sequel, now if you've watched A Quiet Place, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who's not watched it, but needless to say, the ending does kind of set up a second film, if there ever was to be another film in this universe, and I'm down for it. I'm down to see what they do. I think that A Quiet Place works great on its own. I don't know, I'm kind of 50-50. For one thing, I am excited to see A Quiet Place 2. If you want to hear my definite thoughts, yes, I am excited for A Quiet Place 2. Only on one condition, though. That if John Krasinski comes back. If John Krasinski comes back and directs A Quiet Place 2, then I'll be more excited. Because A Quiet Place, the reason why A Quiet Place worked for me is because of John Krasinski's direction. I think John Krasinski clearly had a clear idea of what this film needed to be, and he had huge passion, and he really committed to making this movie work. And I thought, like I said, I think it paid off greatly. So I think that John Krasinski, he stated in multiple interviews that he's very attached to these characters. He really likes these characters on a personal level. So I think that John Krasinski should definitely come back and direct the sequel. Definitely, I think that he should definitely direct it. So have him back, and also have the writers back who wrote A Quiet Place to write the sequel. I think that if you have those two components, I think that we might be looking at a good sequel. But there's a lot of things. For me, the reason why I'm 50-50 on it is because, on one hand, I do want to see what else happens in this universe. I want to see, what happens after that ending. Because in my head, if they were to do a part 2, in my head, for a part 2, I really think that they should do it right after that ending, like maybe like a few minutes after that ending. I think that would be a great way to start off part 2. Not with another family or something. I heard some people saying that. I don't want to see that. I think that's totally ridiculous. They should focus on the family that they've established already and continue it into part two. Um, so that means yes, bring Emily Blunt back. I think that's the only way that you could bring her back is if John Krasinski is going to be directing it. I think that's the only way you're going to get her back. Um, so um, I think that she should definitely come back as well. Hell, bring the whole crew back. Just bring the whole crew back. Bring the whole crew back from the first film to direct the sequel. Bring the whole crew back. I think that's definitely what needs to happen. But for me, if we are doing a part two, which we are, I think that it needs to start right after the first one. That's how how I would do it. Starts right after the first one, and we pick up from there. I think that that's a perfect way to segue into the sequel. Not like 5 months later, or doing any time lapses. I just don't the way that they ended the film. It doesn't warrant to do like anything like that. I feel like just go right into like 5 minutes later after the first one. I think that would be a perfect way to segue into part two. Now, on the other side though, I think that the film works so well on its own. I think it works so well on its own, and this is one of the reasons why I was scared when I heard about a Blade Runner sequel happening. Because the great thing about Blade Runner is that Blade Runner is a great film discussion piece, and they don't fully explain everything happening around the film, and I love that. I love that when films do that, and that's what A Quiet Place similarly does. And that's that. Not everything's explained for you. They don't explain how the monsters are on Earth. They don't explain a lot about the origins of the monsters. So it's kind of like a blend of Blade Runner and Alien. Like the creatures are not really explained. The situation, like how they got to this point, is not fully explained. I think that that's great for A Quiet Place. I think that's why it's great, why it stands on its own. And that's what I was thinking about when I heard about the announcement about a Blade Runner sequel. Because I was thinking, oh man, they're just gonna find a way to explain everything. And well, that's what I'm hoping that A Quiet Place 2 is like. I hope that they kind of follow in the same path that Blade Runner 2049 did, and that is continue the story, but don't how do you say it? Don't answer all the questions that were left in the first film. For example, I don't want to know the origins of the monsters. I don't want to know how everything happened. I would like it to just stay how it is and move forward, because the problem with building a franchise is that you have to start explaining things, and I don't like that. That's why for me, that's why I kind of didn't like Alien Covenant. You saw my review. I still liked the film, but when they were explaining how the xenomorphs came to be, I just did not like that. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't fully love Alien Covenant. So I'm hoping for what I'm basically trying to say here is that, if I sound like I'm rambling, I'm sorry. It's just I'm a little bit tired. But basically what I'm trying to say is that if they are going to do A Quiet Place 2, which they are, I want to see them just do kind of what Blade Runner 2049 did, and that is just continue the story and don't answer the questions that the first film has. So that's what I hope that A Quiet Place 2 does. Don't answer any questions from the first film. Just continue the story and maybe add more questions to discuss. And you got to bring the crew back. So hopefully I explained myself. Hopefully I didn't confuse you. But anyways, let's continue into the next topic. And speaking of sequels, Top Gun Maverick has been delayed to June 2020. Top Gun Maverick was originally scheduled for June 2019, and now it's been delayed to June 2020. And this sucks. This does suck, because I was looking forward to Top Gun Maverick in 2019. I do really like Top Gun. It's what pretty much started Tom Cruise's career as a big movie star. That and Risky Business. So Um, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for Top Gun Maverick. Um, and unfortunately, Tony Scott cannot direct the film because unfortunately he passed away a couple of years ago. Um, but I'm excited to see what they do, and if they need an extra year, the reason why that they have delayed it is because of the certain flight sequences they're doing. They need more time to get everything prepared and film it. And I think that they originally just wanted like 2 or 3 months, but of course with a crowded schedule in 2019, the companies just went, you know what, we're just push it a whole year from now. And I think this is both good news. I'm sorry, this is good news. This is more good news. I don't know why I was about to say both. This is good news because I think that the film, if it is having problems like that with flight sequences, then yes, give it more time. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they do for a sequel. I'm glad that Tom Cruise is back. I'm glad to see that Val Kilmer is back. I'm very interested with the new cast. I think Miles Teller is a part of the film as well. So, very excited. Very excited to see what they do. Alright, now let's get into some trailers. I'm just going to run through a few trailers, just because I don't want to talk about too many, I don't want to waste your guys' time too much. And that is the Predator final trailer. I like this trailer. I gotta say, this was probably the best trailer they put out. Definitely got a lot more of what Shane Black's take is. Definitely got a lot more of Shane Black in this trailer compared to the other trailers. Looks like a lot more fun. Definitely got that R rating. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do. I'm not fully in just yet, just because I was really let down with the first two trailers. So this trailer did give me a little bit more to get me excited, but at the same time I am a little bit cautious. All right. Next trailer we're going to talk about is The Front Runner. This trailer actually just came out pretty recent. It is a film starring Hugh Jackman. And what is it about? It's about Gary Hart. It's about Gary Hart, who was a politician, and he was the front runner, hence the title, for the 1988 Democratic presidential nomination until he dropped out over allegations of an extra-marital affair. So, and it's being directed by Jason Redman. And I gotta say, it was a pretty good trailer. Hugh Jackman looks great in it. He looks like he's gonna give a really good performance in this film. I've been hearing Oscar chatter, but I don't know. We just gotta wait and see. Jason Redman is directing this film. He recently directed Tully. I think that was the film he directed this year. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does here with the front runner. So. All right, now my favorite trailer of the bunch. I'm just gonna put that out there. My favorite trailer of the bunch is the second trailer for First Man. I loved this trailer, and I'm very excited for this movie. First Man, if you guys don't know, it is a biopic about the Neil Armstrong and his adventure to the moon. And I love this trailer because it focused more on Neil Armstrong's family. I think that's really, really cool. And Ryan Gosling is playing Neil Armstrong. Claire Foy is also in the film playing Neil Armstrong's wife. And it looks great. I think that visually it looks very impressive. Ryan Gosling looks like he fits the bill as Neil Armstrong. And it premiered at the Venice Film Festival and got critical acclaim. Everybody loves it. Apparently there was like a flag controversy, which I'm not really going to get into. I'll see the film for myself and see if that's really an issue. But overall, I love this trailer. This trailer looked great. I think that visually it's stunning. I'm very curious about the, how the narrative's gonna play out. And it's being directed by Damien Chazelle, and Damien Chazelle crushed it with his latest film, La La Land. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does here. All right, now another film that premiered at the Venice Film Festival, and didn't get the praise as First Man did, and that was a film called Suspiria. I think that's how you call it. It's a new film from the director of Call Me by Your Name. It's a remake of the 1970s horror film. And I gotta say, this trailer was actually really cool. I gotta say, it was a really cool trailer. It makes me very interested to see the film. Um, very, very mixed reviews coming out of the film festival. Lots of people loved it. Lots of people did not like it. I've heard that this is probably going to be the mother of 2018. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, last year there was a film that came out called Mother, and it starred Jennifer Lawrence, and Javier Bardem. Was directed by Darren Aronofsky, and it got massive, massive split reviews. Some people absolutely loved the film, and some people really hated the film. And it got some standing ovations at that festival, and got some boos. Some people threw stuff at Jennifer Lawrence, which I think is not cool. Don't do that at a festival, especially towards the actresses. Don't do that. Respect what's happening at the premiere first, and then give your review second. And that's just my personal viewpoint, but same things happened to this film. There was some standing ovations from some people, and then there was some boos happening as well. I have not seen the film yet, so I can't give you my impressions just yet. I'm definitely going to go see it, though, because regardless of what people are saying, I think that the trailers look very interesting. The trailers been looking pretty solid. It has like this very creepy, haunting vibe to it, and I like the cast involved. We got Dakota Johnson taking up the lead role. We got Tilda Swinton. We got Chloe Grace Moretz. We got a good cast involved, and I'll go see it. It looks interesting. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now let's move on to the next Dakota Johnson film, and that is 50 Shades. I'm just kidding. That is Bad Times at the El Royale. The official trailer came out, and I liked it. I gotta say, the first trailer I was not on board with. I gotta be honest with you guys. I wasn't on board with the first trailer. I thought it looked okay. It reminded me a lot of Murder on the Orient Express, and it's not to say that this trailer is a massive change, because I still have Murder on the Orient Express vibes from it, but it got me a better taste. I'll say that. I really like the cast involved. You got like John Hamm, Jeff Bridges, Dakota Johnson, Chris Hemsworth. You got so many people up in this film, and you got Drew Goddard, who's going to be directing the film. So far, I mean, the first trailer didn't really get me, but this new one actually worked for me a lot more, and I'm curious to see how it turns out. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to speed by through those trailer reviews so that we're not here for hours talking about all those trailers. But my favorite trailer out of the bunch was First Man. I am very, very excited to see how that film turns out. Heard great things coming out of the Venice Film Festival, so cannot wait to see that. I'm very curious for Suspiria. I know very mixed reviews, very split reviews. Regardless, I'm gonna go see it still because I want to see how this film turns out. Because the trailers have been very interesting so far. Gotta still 50-50 on the Predator. Gotta wait to see how people are saying about the Front Runner, and Bad Times at the El Royale looking a little bit better. So that's it. Those are my thoughts on all these topics. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys let me know, how do you guys feel about A Quiet Place 2 happening? Top Gun Maverick delayed, the Predator final trailer, Front Runner trailer, First Man trailer, Suspiria trailer, and the Bad Times at the El Royale trailer. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's it for my thoughts on all these crazy movie topics. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, as in these videos, Beau out. See you next time. Peace.